Alright, welcome to this episode number 29, and this one is gonna be a kind of lengthy one, and I'm gonna look into an add-on called DecalMachin, which I got a beta version of. So I made a video about it with 2.79. You can watch that video or watch Machines videos. I'm gonna leave some links in the description. But the cool part about this is that we're starting to see more and more add-ons being pushed to Blender 2.8. And yeah, 2.8 is probably going to be released this spring, so hopefully we can get a good start with it with a lot of add-ons from the get-go. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm just going to jump into Blender and give you a quick overview. There are some features missing. You can't, for example, export Atlas yet. And Atlas is just all the decals you want baked into one texture, which is kind of great for game engines. But yeah, let's jump into Blender. So I'm gonna put it in full screen, and it can flicker a bit. I'm sorry for that. I think it's actually OBS having some problem with the draw code of Blender. But anyway, so let's bring up the user preference. It's So once it's installed, you got all these settings. We can change some stuff here, rows of libraries. I'm going to show you that. That's new. Show decal account, you can turn that to true. Decal creation, I have to skip this part because I can't install PIL just yet. But anyway, let's take it for a spin. So I'm gonna create a cube here and smooth it. I'm using a lot of machine tools. It's this menu, and also for applying a materials, I'm gonna use this one, plastic gray, which I loaded earlier, so it's been compiled. And we can start with these kind of sticker decals. I call them stickers because they are basically like stickers. They have no depth or anything. So when you add one, you can start grabbing it and holding control to project it on the surface. I'm gonna place it here. And as you can see, we get some kind of sorting issues in the viewport. To fix that, we just press D and then A for adjust. If you look over here in the top part, you have some shortcuts, and I think it's important to learn them to become efficient with this add-on. So let's go back to DA, and I can scroll to rotate. Sorry for my voice, it's a bit raspy. And if I hold shift, I can rotate in increments of 5, and you guys can see that there's a heads-up display following my mouse with a lot of numbers and shortcuts, so it's kind of hard to see when I move the mouse, but as you use the add-on yourself, you can just leave the mouse be and just read through all the shortcuts, and then you're gonna become way faster at using this one. So yes, let's just add one more sticker decal. Can I adjust the width of this one? No. I also wanted to check that one. And if you're using right click to select, you were able to alt click. Oh, sorry, it doesn't matter if you're using left or right click select. It's matter if you have emulate 3-button mode, which it makes alt rotate the view. So I have to rebind that to some other key than alt to select stuff when they are intersecting. We have another library here called my decals. That's for when you're creating your own. From the factory settings, you just got the Blender logo. But yeah, it's really fast. It's a really fast way. I have tons of these decals I want to port over from my 2.79 installation to this one. But let's delete this cube. Add another cube. Bevel it a bit so we got some tricky corners. Auto smooth and smooth it and go back to render mode. I'm just gonna add a simple material to this one. That's something I noticed that was missing in the 2.79 version. You had a button and a hotkey to initialize the object, which gave it a base material to work with. But we're gonna make it our own here. So let's call it base. It's gonna be a really simple one. Roughness 0.3 and metallic. Can jump into full screen mode, and that's the nice thing with any add-on that has heads-up displays, is that you can be in full screen mode and working. You don't need to have all the other UI cluttering your view. So we're gonna look at these ones, the insets. We can start with maybe one of these. Place it, scale it up. And it's really nice to have this in 2.8 compared to 2.79, because now you can see it in real time, the parallax effect and ambient occlusions and stuff like that. You don't have to jump into cycles. Cycles is, it looks really good, but it takes a while to render the scene, and also I don't really like to be in cycles for editing stuff. I want to, yeah, render. We can add another one, a bit more tricky one, this one maybe, and place it on this bevel. You can see it, it's not rotated right, and the parallax effect is kind of wonky, so we have to fix it. So I select the target and press D and D again to project. And now we can kind of fix some of the parallax stuff. Adjust. Parallax. So we're gonna make it a bit less parallax. And also ambient occlusion. We're gonna pull it down a bit. You can see the dark part here. It's not supposed to be that dark on this bevel. So, and we have the sorting error, so I'm just gonna push it up a bit from the surface. But stuff like this is really tedious to model, but of course you can do it. But this add-on is actually a time saver. Another cool feature that was added was the quick add. So I'm gonna do it on this side. And as you can see, as soon as you go into orthographic view, the parallax illusion is going to be a bit wonky until we jump out. But to add this last added decal, wherever your mouse is, you just press Ctrl D, which makes it really quick. And I'm going to scale these guys down a bit. So once you start using it, I'm gonna play around with it. This is just gonna be a quick introduction video, or actually like a usage video. But I'm gonna keep on using it and probably make quick more videos whenever new, or not new, but whenever add-ons are being ported over to 2.8. As you can see here, this material doesn't match that one. There's a shortcut for that also, called V. So just DV. And now we have another heads-up display that shows the subset material, and you can switch with S or D key or scroll up and down. So we're gonna fix the subset. And I'm just going to scroll up until it says base, which is the material I have on this cube. So for a simple material like this, it works fine. But for those a bit more advanced materials, I guess we're gonna have to wait a bit until we're at the point with add-on as in 2.79 where you can use your own more custom materials or more advanced than just roughness and metallic and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and use the slice, so probably gonna delete this one and maybe that one, and we're gonna add a cube over here instead. So we're gonna slice into this metallic cube with this one. Just gonna bevel it a bit and select the target, go D and S for slice, and it was using whatever slice you had here. And now we can adjust it a bit more, starting with ambient occlusion, but that we're gonna bring it up a bit, and then W for width. As you can see, all these shortcuts are displayed, so once you get used to them more and more, it's gonna get faster and faster. But this looks great. One thing I miss is that in the old 2.79 version, I'm guessing it's gonna happen here also, you had a one, you could slice with material. So I'm just gonna, I don't think it is there, but I'm gonna try and do it. Select this one, give it a red color, and this one, slice. No, it's just using that one, the slice decal. But hopefully in the future we're gonna have slice material also. So that was it for this episode. A really short one about this add-on, DecalMachin for Blender 2.8. I'm gonna play around with it more, and the creator Machine, he emailed me and said that he's working on the PIL Python thingy to make it work on Windows and Mac, and once it does that we can start creating our own decals and porting over the old ones if you already made a library in 2.79 to 2.8. So I'm really happy about this. I want to see more add-ons being ported over to 2.8. Even if it's in beta mode, it's still nice to have them there and work with them, because I hardly use 2.79. Even if there are some baking problems in 2.8, I found it's hard to bake the ambient occlusion map, but the normal map seems to work okay. But yeah, anyway, see you guys next time. Happy blending.